Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 38 of Living This Year Without Fear. Today, I'd like to take a look at Numbers chapter 22. See if we can learn a couple of things from this section of Scripture. Because here we find the king of Moab, and he has a big problem. He looks down from a mountaintop and sees the children of Israel camped out and pitching their tents in the valley of Moab, and he has saw that they utterly destroyed the Amorites. Now, the reason that is concerning to Balak is because he's pretty good at math. He's put one and one together and in his mind come up with two. For you see that he and his people are dwelling up here because the Amorites had handily defeated him. Then here comes the Israelites who defeat the Amorites. And so he figures that if they were strong enough to defeat those who had defeated him, then I'm in really big trouble. And he just knows that they're going to come up there after him. I don't know why he would suspect that. I know that his imagination was running wild, and it put him into a great amount of fear. So in verse 3, it says that he was sore afraid. I just love the thundering diction of the King James Version there. Sore afraid. Fear is a great motivator, isn't it? It motivates you to do things, and a lot of time when fear moves you, it doesn't let you do things that seem logical. It's not the way you would think whenever you was relaxed and calm. There are probably many ways that Balak could have tried to handle this situation. He could have sought for mediation, some kind of peace treaty. He could have just asked what they were doing and sent a delegation to him. But you know what? He didn't do that. And he's not a follower of God, because if he was, he would have known the knowledge of the relationship of Israel with Moab. But what he does do is he makes a bad decision. He seeks a sorcerer to come and try to conjure up a divination against Israel, so that through this dark side and the cursing from a man named Balaam, that he would be able to take his army and go down there and defeat the children of Israel. Fear drives us to make bad decisions. This is something that Balak has run out into some kind of imagined course of action. It was not Moses' intention, nor the children of Israel, to fight them and to utterly destroy them. For they were told back in Deuteronomy that Moab is your cousins. Now, you're not going to have anything to do with them because they do not live right, but you're not to go out and look for trouble against them. So that was not the intent of the children of Israel here as we see them camped out in this valley. They were just preparing to get ready to cross over into the promised land. But Balak is going to take this course of action. He's seeking answers in the wrong crowd. And that's never a good place to go when you want to seek answers to your questions. When Balak's ambassadors arrived to Balaam, Balaam does something very interesting. He tells him to wait there, and he spends the night going by himself and having a conversation with God. I applaud that. And God gives him an answer. He says, you're not to go with these men, and you're not going to be able to curse the children of Israel because they are blessed in my sight. And this time, and I emphasize this time, Balaam does what God instructs him to do, and he goes back to that contingent of delegates that King Balak has sent from Moab, and he tells them, God does not want me to go with you. He has put a restraining order on me from doing that. And he is not going to curse these people. He has blessed them, and he sent them back home to tell Balak his decision. I am glad that he did that he obeyed the instructions from God. He did something that was a lot more intelligent by spending time in an evening in prayer and getting the correct answers than what Balak did by allowing fear to drive him to make knee-jerk reactions and to seek for his answers in the wrong way. We're going to continue this story because there's a lot more in it that has implications for our life, for us to see how that we can live and walk, and how we react causes us to either live in fear, like Balak is, or whether we are calm and able to handle the situation like Balaam did at this time. Hey, this is the Camo Crusader for Christ, saying I hope that this message gives you some insight onto how to go about handling a question or a situation that arises. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on day 39, because we're going to get into some very interesting stuff concerning Balaam and Balak. God bless.